Hey everybody and welcome to Chairman of the Board. Today I'm talking about Cryptid, which is a deduction game for 3 to 5 players. It takes about 45 minutes to play. Now the idea or the theme behind the game is that everyone is looking for this kind of mythical beast to try and find its lair, but everyone only has one small piece of information. And you've got to try and find the information that the other players know in order to find where the lair is. So in terms of its gameplay, basically what you're going to do is you are going to kind of ask another player if the lair could be on a certain spot on the board, because the board is like this big kind of grid of all these different terrains and different like kind of symbology and stuff like that. And you're going to ask them questions relating to that. So say, could it be on this spot here? And then they would kind of refer to their clue and give you a yes or no answer. But the trick behind it is that whatever answer they give, you've got to also give a clue back to them as well. And obviously this is all public information and everyone is learning as the game is going on. But the kind of trick and kind of, the kind of mischief that goes on behind it is you've got to try and be as misleading or kind of diverting of the kind of the true clue that you hold as much as you can, because you want to try and keep that information as close to your chest as possible for as long as possible, so you are the first one to find where the lair is. It's a very streamlined deduction game, so simple, but it works really well. The kind of technology or the kind of maths that goes on behind it is so clever. I mean, the clues are, as I said, they relate to the terrain, or they relate to being close to a certain type of animal or a certain type of structure or something like that. And I said the mathematics that go behind it, which kind of pinpoint it to one exact grid reference, is very clever. And the replayability is really good in that respect, because you're never going to kind of get the same game twice. There's a very good kind of digital app or supplement that comes with the game that works very well. It just really increases that setup time, and it's very impressive how they've actually gone around designing this. So in terms of its gameplay mechanics, that is all there is really. Just trying to ask questions of the other players and try and deduce on what their exact clue is and be the first one to find that lair. So yeah, very streamlined mechanisms. Everyone's in the same kind of field. All the clues are equally as complex as each other. So yeah, the decisions you make have to be kind of give you as much information as possible as quickly as possible. I really like that. The timestamp of the game is about 45 minutes, which feels just about right. It doesn't outstay its welcome at all, and it doesn't just kind of feel like a throwaway game either. So it's a really kind of nice niche in terms of its, in terms of its time investment. Uptime as well, really good, because as I said, even if you're not directly involved in the questions being asked or the one being asked the questions, then you're still learning and what other players are being asked. So constantly trying to work out what other players are doing when it's not even your turn. Really like that. Aesthetically, it's a bit of a funny one. I mean, the game it has this kind of very kind of almost kind of abstracty kind of terrain to it. It's very kind of blocky in its approach, very kind of bright colours, and it looks almost a bit homemade at first. But the more you kind of it's well done, don't get me wrong, but the more you kind of play, you kind of appreciate how kind of blocky the terrain types are. It's very easy to differentiate the different terrains and the different symbols, which is really useful because, in a game like this, you don't want to keep on kind of being murky over the information you get. So the clarity of the different clues are very good. So I've actually got no issues at all with the production or the kind of visual aesthetic of the game whatsoever. Nice and clean cut, which is what you want with a game, or a deduction game like this. The quality of the components as well is very good. Theme-wise, not really too tangible. It's just about finding that exact spot on the board. You don't really think about the theme when you're playing it, but again, no issue at all. The deduction is really the juice of the game here. And the setup and teardown time is not too bad if you use that app. Very important to use that. All you're going to do is just set the board up accordingly, because it is modular, and then everybody works out their clue. As I said, much better with the app, and then you're good to go. The only kind of issue I have with the game is not really an issue with the game itself, but a kind of an issue with the genre of deduction game, is that it is so fragile. One wrong clue given or one kind of missed bit of information then the game can just crumble and fall apart. This has happened and it's bound to happen, but again, if everybody plays as they should play, it's not going to happen. But yeah, it can obviously, it's vulnerable to it happening. So that's something just to be aware of. But if you're a fan of deduction games, then you're probably aware of this anyway. And so yeah, nothing to really worry about, providing everyone is very kind of strong and clear on their clue. So yeah, very, very important there. But again, not really a reflection of the game itself, just of the genre. So yeah, overall, I was actually very, very impressed with this game. I really enjoyed it. It's very clean. As I said, nothing in there that doesn't need to be there. So just streamlined to the very core of the deduction, and it's very enjoyable. I like the way you've got to be as kind of, you know, misleading or diverting of your clue as possible. It's just really interesting. It plays in a great amount of time and it's fun. So yeah, I think this is a really good game. So yeah, definitely one to check out if you're into deduction. Kind of nice fresh spin on the genre, and enjoyed it. Good game. That's Cryptid. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I will see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.